Good afternoon, YouTube. I'm with a homeless resident. She's going to share her experiences about what it's like being homeless during this time and especially during this pandemic and before and whatever else she wants to say. Your name, ma'am?
Yeah, I'm Sandro and I've been homeless for a very long time, over 10 years. And what the problem is, I have property, and the system messed up my property. They in the wrong with me about the property. They jacked my light bill to $20,000. My water bill is jacked up. They don't strip the house, and I've been home. I've been working with the women's shelter.
How did your electric bill get jacked to 20,000? Were they accusing you of drug? Were they
to 20,000?
To $20,000 that you owe DP&L?
Nope, I didn't owe them that much. They jacked it after.
Could generally in that case, and all that you speak on this, generally a lot of people don't know about this that's going on across North America, and it's probably worldwide too. You have what they call these marijuana grow-ops, okay? Like when the media, like when a local grow-op gets busted, the one thing that the media never speaks about is this. They mentioned the pot growing, but here's the thing. Now, this very well could have happened in your case. I'm not sure. I'll explain what I know about this. If there's a grow-op, and if there could have been a grow-op on your property that you may not have known about, or somebody was steal on power, what happens is, with those grow-ops, they steal power because they divert the meters to steal the power for the grow-ops, because the average home uses about 25 to 50 kilowatts of power a day, and a grow-op uses about 200 to 400 kilowatts per day. So it sounds like they may have been saying, well, there might be a grow-op going on, because the media never talks about all the money that these utility companies are losing to the grow-ops. And when you see, what they don't tell you about that is that that even if there's a grow-op and you didn't know about it, you are held responsible for that money no matter what. If the bill is in your name, even if you didn't know about it, it's like a fine that could never be forgiven unless you set up a... Yeah, okay. We'll talk about that, but I was just saying, okay, but when you mentioned the power...
But I would like to finish talking to you about it. But anyway, like I was saying, I have been in the homeless shelter, the women's shelter on Apple for years, and I worked with the women's shelter for housing, for low-income housing, and I'm willing to pay the rent and take the apartment, but they want my property. And it wasn't, and I just can't see myself giving them the property, because it wasn't easy for me to get it, and it sure wasn't easy for Eddie Jones to work and get it and provide it and leave it for me and the children. And I know he's turning over in his grave because he didn't want me and the kids homeless in the street like this. So,
yeah.
I don't know what this. I just only thing I do is put my trust in God and ask God to keep me strong.
Yeah.
And I just hope I can hold up. I got health issues going on. I pray to God that I don't have cancer. I need to be checked to make sure I don't have cancer. And that's all I'm gonna say for right now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna mention a few other things, like right here, we're having it. People, we're outside the house of bread. People are having to eat outside because they don't have anywhere to go to eat. Like, there's only one soup kitchen that's letting people eat outside. If you turn around, and I showed this in another video, this overflowing trash can, like the media wants to talk about, well, stay home, but some people don't have a home they can go to, and the thing is,
and I'm one that don't have a home to go to.
And the thing is,
I'm sleeping on a concrete porch.
And the thing is too, like, everything you could go to pass time, like the libraries, community centers, McDonald's, all that stuff is closed. Like, there's nowhere for people to go. Like, just to even charge your phone, you're having to basically wander around a grocery store, charge up, go to a park, or sit downtown or whatever. And, like, how would you describe what it's been like being homeless the last 3 or 4 weeks versus the previous time, just how much harder it's been just having nowhere to go.
It's been extra harder on me because I have a breast infection, and I'm praying I don't have breast cancer.
And the thing is, I mean, even if you go to the hospital for that, because of this whole coronavirus thing, you know what? They're just going to try and run people out of there as fast as they can.
Now, so I can go back to the hospital.
Yeah.
When it don't got worse.
Because the only places you could shower at is basically go to the truck stop and, you know, ask one of the truckers,
That's
can I
for a woman to do that.
Yeah, you ask one of the most of the truckers are pretty friendly. I know people that have done it, and it's, you ask them, can I please have your shower credits? Because here's the thing is, before all this, like if you had a Y membership for only $30 a month, you could shower there. You could go to the Kettering Rec Center, besides places like Life Enrichment Center that are free, but that's only twice a week. So even if you can't make that, you're basically shit out of luck. And right now, they talk about this pandemic and everything, but yet the people like you that are the most vulnerable, nobody's caring about anybody like that. Now in regards to this, you know, shelter situation, the homeless shelter, it is my belief that St. Vincent de Paul should not be the only ones allowed to operate a shelter anywhere. There needs to be multiple shelters, because people know, whether it's the woman's shelter or the Gateway, there is multiple abuse that happens. You know, your stuff gets stolen. People keep you up all night. In a shelter is basically just like a jail, because it's communal living conditions. You, like at the shelters, you have anywhere from 200 to 400 people sleeping in there, and during a pandemic and a virus, you know, situation, you know, like the people that are ill-informed about the homeless, which I know about this, because I know enough people that are homeless, like the people that aren't in the know, you know what, their reaction is, go to the shelter, but a lot of people don't want to go to the shelter because they don't want to put up with the bullshit and the drama, and you know, during a pandemic.
They are not, the people that work there are not right. They steal everything that come in for us. They just got busted at the Apple shelter a month ago. The women's shelter was on the news. They steal everything.
What exactly were they stealing? Do you know what exactly they were?
They said a director got fired.
And you see, that's wrong.
Four of the workers got fired. But I know they steal a lot of medicine, a lot of the clothes, the donations that come in for us. Now, not all of them that work there are bad people, because there are a couple of them that's nice, but there's some of them that's just pure DHELL.
Yeah, and you know, so what's your response to the people that say just go to the shelter? Those people don't have a clue on what this life is like, and you know, going like in your health situation, if you were to catch this with your health, that could very well kill you, you know. So these people that say go to the shelter,
that I'm dealing with right now.
That a virus like that could kill you.
In the shelter, and sickly as I am now.
Yeah, and the thing is, you see, what's going to end up happening is, and you see, nobody, including our local politicians and our governor, talk about this. My friend, we made some emails and calls to Mike Turner to try and get in his ear. We haven't heard back from him personally yet, but we're working on trying to, you know, because Mike Turner, out of all the local politicians in the area, the people that know this area know that our governor is from Greene County, Ohio, just east of here, and Mike Turner's and knows Mike DeWine better than anybody. So if anybody can get through to DeWine about a crisis, it's him, because Mike Turner knows our governor better than anybody in politics, because for the last 30 or 40 years, you know, their careers have, you know, they've paralleled each other on a local level. So what is your message to our leaders about this whole issue and how to fix this, and how they've ignored, you know, the homeless during this time, you know, to our leaders about this right now? What would your message be to the leaders to our local politicians? Most of them I consider.
Ask them what can they do to help us, you know? Like you said, you contacted Mike Turner, and you ain't heard no more from him.
Yeah, my friend got a hold of his secretary. We're waiting to see if we hear back from him, because I think, because if there's anybody in this state that can get through to Mike DeWine it's Mike Turner, because Mike Turner knows our governor better than anybody else in politics. So if there's a gateway to him,
you need to push that then.
yeah, that's exactly what we're working on doing.
Push that.
Because they need to be put in, like, my friend, he can attest to this too. Like, a lot of times, like basically the buses right now, like, if you're homeless, like a lot of the people right now, if they're so concerned about this pandemic, now they got these shower curtains on the buses. So a lot of people right now that are homeless, all they can basically do is try and sit down at a park somewhere, or just ride the buses, or wander around Walmart or Myers. So if they're that concerned about this pandemic, they need to get the homeless people like you into hotels where they don't have to be riding the buses all day, sitting in parks just to have something to do.
You're right.
And yet nothing is being done about that, or nothing is being, talked about that.
Put certain people in office downtown, but
well, as far as I'm concerned, like our fucking mayor, which anybody that's watched my videos knows I cannot stand the mayor. She wants to gloss over, everything, all the bad in this city for her own political career, and she wants to gloss over everything and just ignore people like you and pretend that they, don't exist, in our society, because that's how sadly a lot of our, politicians are. So anything else you want to say in final closing?
Not right now, but I will come back another day with you on it.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, you see me here enough, or anytime you want to speak on anything locally or any issue, the floor is yours, because I want people to see what's going on, during this time.
People do need to see what's going on. They really do.
All right, well, thank you for your time, Sandro.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll shoot a video.